Adam from High Desert Hollow here, coming to you from the tree nursery back here in the back part of my property. What we're getting ready to do now is we're on to the next step of our tree grafting process. We've got the trees in, they've pretty well established, got a pretty good success rate so far, but a lot of these trees have got multiple leaders coming off of them. And what I'm going to do is kind of go over what we do with that and why we're doing it so we can establish a main leader for this new tree. So stay with me, we'll go from there. Alright, so what we've got is, this is, like I said, these are the trees we grafted earlier in our whip grafting series. The graft is established extremely well because this is our rootstock down here, and this is our scion wood. This is the genetic material we're trying to proceed on. But what I need to do is I need to get this tree to train to have one main leader to turn into the new trunk. So that being said, I've got 1, 2, 3 branches trying to take off of this, which is good. I mean, I left that there to better my odds, hoping that one of them would take off. And on a bunch of these, I've got all of them took off, or 3 out of the 4, depending on what we had. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to take a look at it, and just kind of by looking at it, we can tell that this one here is the most dominant, this top one, which is fine. It could be the bottom one, it could be the middle one, doesn't matter to me. But what we're going to do now is these other two are robbing nutrients from this one. I want this one by the end of the summer to be 2 to 3 feet tall and starting to get some major mass on it, and that way I can start training that out as the new trunk, and that's the main leader for this tree. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to get rid of the others. I've let these go long enough. I feel confident that they're established at where they're at. We're going to be able to take these back now and, like I say, put the nutrients into this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my really sharp pruning shears, and we're going to come right in there. And I don't want to cut right at the trunk, but we're just going to be right off of it. And I'm going to snip that one off. And I've got one over here on the back side. I'm going to snip that one off. Alright. Now that being said, I've got some open wounds there. Shouldn't have to do this, but just to be safe, I like to come back through. I'm going to use this same tree wound care that I used at the beginning of the process. All I got is just a popsicle stick here. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to clean that, cover that one up, and I'm going to cover that one up. Now also on this, I've got a little bit of this scion wood that's taken off at the top. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut that back just a little bit and then reseal that top side. That way it's just not as much sticking up there. Now I've got that. Now I'll take and get just a little bit more of this. Just get that all, I'll goop that on there pretty good. I don't want any exposed, because that's where this tree will die out, and it'll allow for disease to get in, moisture to get out. We want to make sure that's all sealed up really, really well to establish that. Just like that. All right. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Now what I've got is some more to do here. So I'll go through and get those, and I'll be back to you here in a little bit. So on this particular one, it's kind of on the end. It's kind of had a little bit of a rough go. We've got a couple leaves curling. But what I'm showing you this for is an example of a different way. On almost all the other ones, one of the higher branches was the more dominant one that I wanted to leave. So I just basically cut the branches off below. In this particular situation though, the definite dominant branch is on the back side here, lower on the tree. So instead of just cutting this off and then leaving all this up, scion wood up high that I'm not going to be using or utilizing, I'm going to take my pruning shears and we're going to come in right here about a 1/4 inch above that other one, and nice, about a 45 angle cut. We'll cut that off. So I got that branch off, I got all that old scion wood off. This is the genetic material I want to continue anyways, so that's fine. We've got everything we need, and that'll just make this one establish more. This is really important too at this point, that I make sure, once again, we're going to make sure that that's all, that new fresh cut is all covered up. That way it doesn't dry out and disease don't get in. And now hopefully what that'll do is it'll give a little bit of extra vigor to this branch here and have it start to train. And once they start training and growing up, it'll actually straighten out and come straight up and turn into the new main trunk. All right guys, while we're out here, give you a quick update too. Those are all chestnut trees all the way down there, coming back in this other row. All chestnut trees. Those are all the ones that we started from seed. If you haven't seen that video, the series of where we went through that, go ahead and I'll try to put a link in the video now. You can go back and watch the chestnut series. But for being started from seed, they all look like they're doing pretty darn well. I'm pretty happy with the success I've had with them. I've got a little bit of corn in here too that I planted on the one end after I ran out of tree seed, so I had to fill it with something. So we got corn growing in here as well. But yeah, there's the chestnuts. Fun stuff. All right, everybody. That is the update of where we're at with the tree nursery and our whip grafting of the apple trees that we've done this year. I've got them all, I've gone through it all, got them all trimmed up. I've picked out my main leaders for all of them, got those cut back. Showed you a couple different things that I had to do to get that done, and some of the important things you need to do also check when you're doing it. So stay with me. I'll bring you updates as they come along for the tree grafting and the tree nursery and how things are going. But anyways, in the meantime, we're just here trying to live a more self-reliant lifestyle and promote modern homesteading. This is Adam with High Desert Hollow, signing out.